Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sinfi Wasna Alvaria. My student number is 240322601425. Now I will reading Fundamental Physics Material Chapter 2 to 4. Constant Acceleration. Learning Objectives. After reading this module, you should be able to do 2.13. For constant acceleration, apply the relationship between position, displacement, velocity, acceleration, and elapsed time. Table 2 to 1. 2.14. Calculate a particle's change in velocity by integrating its acceleration function with respect to time. 2.15. Calculate a particle's change in position by integrating its velocity function with respect to time. This key ideas. Before that, I will mention symbol velocity with letter V, symbol acceleration with letter A, symbol time with letter T, and symbol distantially with letter X. Okay, the following 5 equations describe the motion of a particle with constant acceleration. Final V equals to initial V plus A times T. The second, final V square equals to initial V square plus 2 times A times final X minus initial X. Third, final X minus initial X equals to initial V times T plus half times A times T square. The fourth is final X minus initial X equals to half times initial V plus final V times T. And the last is final X minus initial X equals to final V times T minus half times A times T square. These are not valid when the acceleration is not constant. Constant acceleration in a special case. In many types of motion, the acceleration is either constant or approximately so. For example, you might accelerate a car at an approximately constant rate when a traffic light turns from red to green. Then graphs of your position, velocity, and acceleration would resemble those in figure 2 to 9. Note that A of t function in figure 2 to 9c is constant, which requires that v of t function in figure 2 to 9b have a constant slope. Later, when you brought the car to a stop, the acceleration or deceleration in common language might also be approximately constant. Such cases are so common that a special set of equations has been derived for dealing with them. One approach to the derivation of this equation is given in this section. A second approach is given in the next section. Work out both section and later. When you work on the homework problems, keep in mind that these equations are valid only for constant acceleration or situation in which you can approximate the acceleration as being constant. First basic equation. When the acceleration is constant, the average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration are equal, and we can write equation 227 with some change in notation as final A equals to A average equals to final V minus initial V divided by T minus 0. Here initial V is the velocity at time t equals to 0, and final V is the velocity at any later time t. We can recast this equation as final V equals to initial V plus A times t. As a check, note that this equation reduced to final V equals to initial V for t equals to 0 as it must. As a further check, take the derivative of equation 2 to 11. Doing so yields derivative of V divided by derivative of t equals to A, which is the definition of A. Figure 229b shows a plot of equation 2 to 11. The phi of the function is linear and thus the plot is a straight line. Second basic equation. In a similar manner, we can rewrite equation 222 with a few change in notation as final V average equals to final x minus initial x divided by t minus 0. And then as final x equals to initial x plus V average times t, in which initial x is the position of the particle at t equals to 0 and V average is the average velocity between t equals to 0 and a later time t. For the linear velocity function in equals 2 to 11, the average velocity over any time interval, say from t equals to 0 to a later time t, is the average of the velocity at the beginning of the interval equals to initial V, and the velocity at the end of the interval equals final V. For the interval from t equals to 0 to the later time t, then the average velocity is V average equals to half times initial V plus final V. Substituting the right side of equation 2 to 11 for final V yields, after a little rearrangement, final V average equals to initial V plus half times A times t. Finally, substituting equals 2 to 14 into equals 2 to 12 yields x final x minus initial x equals to initial V times t plus half times A times t squared. As a check, note that putting t equals 0 yields final x equals initial x as it must. As a further check, taking the derivative of equation 2 to 15 yields equation 2 to 11 again as it must. Figure 2 to 9a shows a plot of equation 2 to 15. The function is quadratic and thus the plot is curved. 3 other questions. Equation 2 to 11 and 2 to 15 are the basic equations for constant acceleration. They can be used to solve any constant acceleration problem in this book. However, we can derive other equations that might prove useful in certain specific situations. First, note that as many as 5 quantities can possibly be involved in any problem about constant acceleration, namely final x minus initial x, v, t, a, and initial v. Usually, one of these quantities is not involved in the problem, either as a given or as an unknown. We are then presented with 3 of the remaining quantities and asked to find the fourth. Equation 2 to 11 and 2 to 15 each contain 4 of these quantities, but not the same 4. In equation 2 to 11, the missing ingredient is the displacement final x minus initial x. In equation 2 to 15, it is the velocity. These two equations can also be combined in 3 ways to yield 3 additional equations, each of which involves a different missing variable. First, we can eliminate t to obtain final v square equals to initial v square plus 2 times a times final x minus initial x. This equation is useful if we do not know t and are not required to find it. Second, we can eliminate the acceleration a between equation 2 to 11 and 2 to 15 to produce an equation in which a does not appear. Final x minus initial x equals to half times initial v plus final v times t. Finally, we can eliminate initial v obtaining final x minus initial x equals to final v times t minus half times a times t squared. Note the subtle difference between this equation and equation 2 to 15. One involves the initial velocity, the other involves the velocity at time. Table 2 to 1 lists the basic constant acceleration equation, equation 2 to 11 and 2 to 15, as well as the specialized equation that we have derived. To solve a simple constant acceleration problem, you can usually use the equation from this list if you have the list with you. Choose an equation for which the only unknown variable is the variable requested in the problem. A simpler plan is to remember only equation 2 to 11 and 2 to 15 and then solve them as simultaneous equation whenever needed. Thank you for watch and listen to me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.